I think ever since I moved, I get a weird error anytime I try to stream from the stream 4-star thing, which like doesn't seem to have a problem. It just says, "Hey, there was an error," and then the stream starts just fine, and nothing seems to be wrong. Just says there is an error.
Looking on my other window, it looks like the stream's going good.
Yep. So just as kind of planned. But okay. Well, I'll let people trickle in, but they can hear us chatting.
You might want to turn me up a bit more.
Okay. Let me. What if you were here? How would that sound?
Talking now, waiting for the delay to kick in. That's good. It may actually need a bit turned down, but I'll let the audience decide on that.
Okay. I can hear your echo.
I guess I'll just plug my earbuds in. Sometimes it seems like Discord's able to filter out the echo. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I definitely have mixed results with that as well. I keep wanting to make a couple more decisions, but I'll wait for people to show up in chat before we get a rolling, even though we're technically behind last stream. Smokey Be Blunted, you have tripped into the Civilization 6 stream where we are. Well, I made this splash screen initially when I didn't know if we would be vampires, Illuminati, aliens, or elder gods, but we've gone with vampires. So technically, it's the. I think this is the vampire one. It's nope, that's the Civilization logo. Where's my vampire picture? There it is. It's this guy. Is who we actually aligned with. North Countryman, I didn't read the article, but I did see the title saying something about there being scientists think they saw some extraterrestrial life on Venus. There might actually be some living stuff up there. Oh, Cthulhu was there because we also could have joined up with the Elder Gods. Huh, okay, so they saw phosphine gas, which can occur by decomposition of organic matter. So, ergo, where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's this gas, there's dead things that were once alive. So, okay, I think some people are filtering in. It's officially 7:01. Started this a little later. We're looking to maybe switch up our stream schedule a little bit, see if later streams let more people able to join. More people are out of work and or school at that point. So figured maybe it was a route to go. But welcome everybody. I am here, Grant, your player and host. Who's with me on the mic?
It's me. It's Quinn.
Quinn,
your ever lovable, cynical douchebag in the background.
I'm gonna drop you a little bit because you peaked for me there. Let's see. But yeah, welcome, Quinn. So, Quinn, I've already told you, but for the sake of the audience, I have maybe some bad news. So I must have pressed something incorrectly and didn't save our last session. So, I discovered about an hour and a half or so ago that we were where we were a week ago. And I rushed as fast as I could to try and get us caught up. Some decisions have changed, and maybe diplomacy broke down a little differently this way. But let me tell you, our Russian vampire army is kind of in full throttle right now. Let me get the...
Yeah, sadly, the casualty ultimately ended up being Fang Shui is now wiped from existence for the time being.
Fang Shui and Lugosi do not quite exist yet. But we can still definitely get those names on there. Also, I might need to rename some units. I don't think I renamed anyone Integra or Hell's Flaming Shafts yet. But I'm not gonna lie. I actually think things may have turned out a little bit more interesting in this alternate history that we now wake up and find ourselves in. So I'll take it over to the game for you, and here we are. As you can see, Alexandria is now about to be under siege by us. We have a catapult here ready to start throwing some stuff at them. They had a bunch of archers protecting it, but we have dealt with them with a knight that we actually found. Quick history lesson here in this alternate universe. We found some crashed meteorites over here when we were excavating and exploring, and that turned into a knight unit, which I don't think we're capable of building yet, or we just recently became capable of it. But this was a gift from space. But Alexandria is right here, and it is in prime position for us to take it out, because this fool didn't put any walls on his capital. He really thought he was not going to have to defend. He figured he would be on all offense, and we are going to take advantage of that. We also already took, this was formerly Pella, but it is now Tricadia. So we did get Tricadia back in this history. It's just in a different spot, which we just recently claimed it, so there's still some damage our vampires did when they were making their way in. But now we're kind of coming this way. I'm going to send this guy over here to pillage this place and get himself healed up. This guy I will probably actually send up to Alexandria just to further support the effort to take this capital, because I think if we can do that, Alexander the Great will no longer be great to anyone, and he will just slowly lose loyalty from not having his capital and being surrounded by a much bigger and stronger country.
He'll just have a guy.
Yeah, he'll have a guy, and honestly, I might not even let him keep a guy. The thing is, the more we bully him, the more upset it's going to make all of our neighbors. Because even though they know Alexander might be a bit of a threat to everybody, the AI really does not like a bully. Once you are clearly stronger and still not, like, letting them leave, the AI starts turning on you really quick. Like, we've got a city of theirs. I have a feeling, especially if we take their capital, everyone's going to be mad at us. They're going to be like, that too far, bro. Party foul.
I mean, all's fair in love and war until you take that capital.
Yeah, which, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm a bit meaner than the average civilization AI, but in my mind, if you don't start something you don't plan to finish. And if you come at me, because also this alternate history, he declared war on us first. We actually.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because we didn't snag it. We didn't snag it as settlers.
Yeah, last time we were the aggressors because we wanted to steal a vulnerable unit. This time he went to war with Akkad, and so we were called to their defense. And so I was like, all right, cool, yeah, we'll Gondor will lend you aid, and in this case, Gondor is a bunch of vampiric Germans.
Yeah, the true irony. Barbarossa comes to the aid of the city-state.
Yeah. Which really is just like, Akkad gives us a lot of resources. They're a city-state that's like you scratch my back, we'll scratch yours. I don't think they'll exist forever, but for now, they're a fine friend in these trying times. And soon Taruga will be a new jewel in our crown, because they're kind of being messed with over here. And we're technically at war with them because they're allied with Alexander. But they're a little bit outside of our scope right now. In this alternate history. Also, this city did not exist originally, because this was the settler we stole to trigger that fight. So now that this is here, this is also something that we're going to have to take out, but once we take Alexandria, it's going to be all by itself, separated from the rest of its community, so it will probably just become a free city, or a free state that we could either kill or eventually get with loyalty.
Well, the one thing I wanted to check on before we continued, I know you told me that Gran Colombia did seem to recover better here than they did in the last. Okay, yeah, because they still have Bogota.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're still dealing with that fight and they will eventually lose Bogota, like they did last time. Because yeah, that's right, Tamar took it from them last game, didn't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if maybe because I don't know if they ever made Quito over here, because I feel like this was another thing that we stole.
We definitely put a city right about there, and I think that kind of crowded out any idea of them building Quito or Alexander building something I'm going to try to pronounce.
Yeah, so I don't think this city existed either at the time. So this will be another thing to maybe deal with. Gran Colombia might have a stronger foothold than they did in our original timeline. But hey, that timeline, we left it. I tried to look through all the save recovery file things I could. As far as I can tell, there's no way to get that universe back. So this is our new prime timeline, and I think in this timeline, it's gonna make everybody mad at us. But we were already planning on possibly drinking the world's blood anyway. At this point, I'm thinking maybe this is when we make our first real statement that we want to take this whole world. When we wipe Alexander the Great off the map completely, and just take all of this land. Then we'll have the space of at least 2 countries to combat our 3 neighbors who already hate each other. So we'll essentially have the power of 2 countries backing us up against 3 already interfighting groups.
Yeah.
So I think that's our best bet. But anyway, into the battle at hand. Alexandria is going to be the center theater for this fight. This knight, I don't know. Actually, they don't really look like they've got anyone defending the city directly. I'm not going to have him attack it. I'm just going to have him recover there, and we're going to start moving things in. You know what? I'm going to rename this real quick because I didn't do any of those names from before. We had Hell's Flaming Shafts. And they'll scope out here. I've got a bunch of, I don't know if I had really done this last time, so just really quick to run through it. I tried to figure out exactly where I was setting up our industrial districts, our Hanzas, our unique thing that get a bunch of bonuses from their surrounding stuff. This Hansa, yeah, is pumping out plus 12 production because it's got so many good surrounding things. And I've set us up with a government policy that doubles our industrial zone output. So the thing we've already got that is better than everyone else on the planet, we are now doubling it what it does naturally. So we're going to be really pushing our production out the wazoo, as the children say. And probably build this up with some better walls so these things shoot stuff harder. I've been seeing a lot of units trying to make their way to Akkad from here, and we've just been firing on them from Gothric. But yeah, Quinn, you do anything fun today or this weekend or, recently?
Well, I'm still dabbling in Crusader Kings 3.
Okay.
I've now moved on to leading the Byzantine Empire to try and reclaim pretty much Italy and restore the Roman Empire, which is an in-game option. It even changes the name of your country.
Ooh, that's cool.
North Countryman, I thank you for voicing interest in that, but honestly, Crusader Kings 3, I think it's a very hard thing to make visually appealing. I personally take much more interest in the after-action reports that people make up, especially since that kind of lets you do a bit more, what's the right word, narrative flair. Some of the ones I like to read actually kind of personalize the people you're playing as and kind of narrate it almost as if it's like a historical fiction novel.
That's neat. Yeah, I still haven't really looked at that game that much, but it seems fascinating. And I love the idea of just like, you build this very detailed history of all of your heirs and relationships. I think that seems like a real neat thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, oh dear.
Uh-oh, Akkad, no! Well, luckily, that hit Akkad mostly, and it really only hurt them, but it didn't hurt them too much, and Alexander has still not been able to, breach their defenses, which is mostly like history was last time, so fortunately.
He only has that one unit, and that would have been freaking iced by the
volcano. Now it's getting iced by us. But that game seems neat, and
yeah, unfortunately, you could go back to Crusader Kings 2 and see that Paradox has a problem where a lot of the stuff that's really fun to play with comes later in and as DLC. I think Crusader Kings 2 ended up with almost 11 to 12 expansions of DLC, which made the game, it stretched the map out from just kind of Europe and North Africa all the way to India, and then let you play as Islamic rulers or as Indian rulers, as, it expanded from just Catholic Christian kings to, pagan Vikings, Islamic caliphs, and Indian, I don't know the right term for Indian monarchs. But the problem is you had to pay up pretty much $12 to $15 for each one of those expansions. So at the end of the day, surprise, surprise, Crusader Kings 2, the base game, is now free, but you still have to pretty much pay $70 to get all the fun stuff that goes with it.
Okay, I see.
And unfortunately, it does kind of look like while Crusader Kings 3 has the same map size that Crusader Kings 2 ended up with, I would not be surprised if I end up paying another $120 for a whole bunch of expansions that really enhance the gameplay.
Gotcha. So it's one of those, like, you're going to be in this for a long haul, and it's going to get a little pricey if you really want to get the real experience. Honestly, kind of like this game, if I'm not going to lie.
What? That's true.
Because I really think if you buy base Civilization 6 and you're like, all right, this is Civ 6, like, I don't think that game is, like, it's not bad at all, but it is not that impressive.
I can agree because I only have Civ 6 because I got it through the Epic Store offer.
Well, hey, I mean, I would like. It's not, like I said, it's not a bad game by any means. Just I think it's a little light on stuff that I think makes it really interesting and fun.
Yeah, I can't play the German vampire king Barbarossa.
Yeah, exactly.
Volcanoes going off every other turn.
Or like in my opinion, some of the most fun is the volcanoes and stuff, like just the crazy nature stuff that you can have go on in this unique mode. Like that's missing from the base game. Oh no, I thought we were gonna be able to. This vampire might be shot back to our capital. I thought we were gonna be able to pillage, but we didn't have enough movement. All right, and I'm gonna send. I want you guys to head
crazy
up
legs. Thank you. Yes, it was with that, I remember the patch. It was Rajas of India. Raja was the term I was looking for.
That was Jasmine's tiger in Aladdin, right?
You're right.
Because I was like, I know I've heard Raja. What is that?
Yeah, and Jafar was the vizier, but
yes.
Did they ever? Oh yeah, the Sultan. That was the word.
Yes, Sultan
was the wrong term, since that's more of a kind of Turkish to Arabic monarch.
Really? That's always been my my historical understanding of
and Agrabah was Arabic.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they were just mocking Indians with naming the tiger Raja.
I mean, that movie does have some questionable stuff as far as I don't know what the term I'm looking for is, but like, being culturally aware, let's say. Because I know they were in some hot water for some character design stuff.
Oh, well, yeah. And then, of course, we go all the way to Mulan these days.
Also, hey, we ended up getting that free settler from the last history. It just took us a little longer.
All right. Legosia's back.
Yeah. It's back on track anyway. We have
Actually, that's it's a -20, but that slot where we put
slot was like over here, right?
Here.
I mean, hey, if we take Alexandria, that's going to make a big shift in the loyalty zones. Because if we're running their former capital, that's going to make everybody in their country a little less happy.
So when it comes to this loyalty mechanic, is that a way you can grab cities, or do they only just break away from their...
You can also grab them. So, okay, so let me see if... Yeah, so because Tricadia doesn't... like a major thing that will affect loyalties is having governors in them. And the number of people who were born under your rule, like how many their population is yours versus theirs. But you can see, actually, there's probably a better way to view it in the city information. Okay, I don't know how to pull it up on here, but over here it says like this belongs to Germany, but rebellion will happen in 64 turns. Like, at this rate, in 64 turns, this will become a free city, and it will just start pumping out barbarians. Meanwhile, I don't have anything, like any free cities that are currently turning. But that same pressure that's being applied to it, that's turning it into a free city, will then start turning that free city towards them. Like, once it becomes a free city.
It's odd that it turns a free city into a glorified barbarian camp and not like a city-state.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's kind of like, it's basically like it's like an advanced barbarian camp. Like it's a little bit, it's definitely not quite just a barbarian camp. It's still a city. Like it still functions mostly the same way as a city. It's just it's only producing enemy units that everyone hates and will pillage whatever's around. But then over time, it will slowly become loyal to neighboring cities, or like it will become a free city and stay a free city. Like if we went and settled one of these islands that's like not touching anything, it would just eventually lose loyalty and just become a rebel city. But yeah, I still don't have a firm grasp on everything that affects loyalty. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. There's a lot of buildings that are about promoting loyalty, and I think this guy has a couple promotions that are like doubles the loyalty of surrounding cities or something. So actually, that might be something we do soon. And also, now that I think about it, I think one of these guys' skills grants +2 loyalty to cities per turn. So maybe, hold on. I did have him there initially to like help protect, but if we don't think Tricadia is going to last too long enough, I can just instantly turn its loyalty, which I might save for now and use that in Alexandria when we turn it, because it will initially still be very loyal to Macedonia. But anyways, let's fire on them. They've built a wall. That's unfortunate. That means they're going to be able to attack us back now a lot better.
They realized their mistake too late.
Yeah, but I think we're still in a good position to just take this from them. And also got some barbarians down here to annoy us. As always, that's great. Where did our one... Okay, our vampire is still here, and this vampire is also still alive. Good, okay. So these vampires are here. They have a knight, but no other units, it looks like. Like, I don't see any archers or nothing, so we might be in a good position right now. Sure. Anyway, that gets a lot of stuff. +3 over there. Okay, this will eventually get more, so I'm gonna put it here.
So it's a little pixelated on my screen, but is our military might 420 or 120?
We are 423. Yes, we are currently the highest by a pretty wide margin.
Oh yeah, no, we are putting Macedon to shame.
Yeah,
looks like Persia is even close to contesting that. Our science is out the root. It looks like we're only really failing when it comes to faith. Surprise, surprise, we didn't make a religion.
Yeah, our culture isn't great. Like we're not like way behind, but we are definitely trailing almost everyone except for Alexander. Alexander is actually, surprisingly, I thought initially he looked really strong, but now that I look at it, I think he is falling apart at the seams. I think we've really ruined him.
Yeah, I think he was partially screwed over by the geography because there's that massive desert that he cannot do anything with.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough when we get there. Speaking of, I am probably going to try and make a city here soonish, even though this is mostly desert. 1, to block them off, and 2, to give us another pier just out this way so we can have better control of ocean.
Are you sure you don't want to build it on the lake instead of the beach?
Like this area, kind of like between these two horses.
Yeah.
I am more interested in getting the ocean conquered, I think. Although it does look like there's land right here, so maybe we could put a city here. Like depending on how this land shakes out.
But it may just be like a 2-hex island.
Yes,
like the wheat field.
Can I not select that guy? Huh. All right. ACAD loves us. Let's get them a little nicer, but still not quite our allies. I built this ship to just kind of explore around here. So, hey, let's check out that possibly 1-hex thing. I want you to go to Canehurst, or actually, no, I want Tricadia to start growing faster. Give us that faith. You can't fire on anyone. You can't fire on anyone from here. So instead, I'm going to have you go over here to defend that. I don't want you to die, so you just stay here being an annoyance. I would try and get this guy home because mainly what I want to do is upgrade him to the next level he has and get him healed back up. But Scythia keeps charging me outrageous prices to travel through her land because I think she is starting to not like us, realizing how powerful we've become. So he's probably gonna have to take the long road to get back.
Well, she can't even handle Akid. I can't fear her that much.
No, yeah, I'm not too worried about her getting us. Also, she's at war with Taruga. She's busy fighting Alexander's.
Oh yeah, that's
friend.
right.
She's yeah. She's not
I'm
after
gonna go
Akad.
ahead and just call Taruga Neo Feng Shui.
yeah. The plan is for that to eventually become Fang Shui again, or at least one of these cities. But okay, let's next turn this. See where we're going. My vampire's too strong, fool.
Vampire, eat your horse.
That would be a lot of blood for a vampire. Alright, I'm going to... What's great, learning the glitchy thing that we learned last time, where a unit that's attached to a vampire will warp with the vampire when they die, tells me we are hooking this settler to this vampire. If the vampire dies, that just means the settler gets to get a free trip to our capital.
But doesn't that also mean that if a unit kills the vampire and moves into the space, we lose the settler?
I don't think so, because it teleported with him instantly.
We killed the vampire last time.
Were we killed by a ranged attack? Ooh, okay. I didn't realize
it was
that.
a week ago. My memory isn't the best.
Yeah.
We avoided the. I feel like the only reason the glitch happened was because nothing tried to take the citizen unit.
Okay, that might be true. I hadn't thought about that. If that's the case, maybe my plan isn't quite as foolproof, but I still think it's really funny that can definitely happen somehow.
I mean, it's not our settlers, so it costs us nothing to try.
Yeah.
NG Knights brings up an important question. Are they warping away or just turning into bats and flying home?
I mean...
And taking, of course, the builder or settler with them.
The terminology used by the game is teleport. Because you can once you build vampire castles, they become warp points for like all your units. So I think there is some vampire magic, not just turning them into bats, but literally bending space and time. Maybe that's why we're in a different universe now. This place is about cranking out money, so let's keep that cash a-flowing. I think I had a plan for a commercial hub. Yeah. Okay. So even though, admittedly, the commercial hub would get a much bigger bonus to its money if it went here, we're going to build this. This is a harbor for this city. This city still doesn't have a harbor. When we put a harbor in here, that's going to add a big bonus to the commercial district that's going to go right here. But the main reason I want to put the commercial district there is now it's giving a big boost to our Hansa right there. Because the things that affect a Hansa are aqueducts, commercial things, and dams and canals. Basically anything that really affects money.
How long do you think before they straight up add magic to this game? I mean, we have teleporting vampires.
Yeah, they kind of have. Which I love. Like I'm really psyched that they did that, honestly.
It reminds me of the I think Warlock games that Starduck Interactive was making.
I don't think I ever played them.
I mean, that was pretty much Civilization, but with wizards and other fantasy tropes.
I'm going to move our horsemen to heal him. They might be able to blow up our catapult, because by now we should have the next level, but we don't have any gunpowder in our country, so we can't build the cannons that they could be. Let's...
Oh, Abyss Ghost. Remind me of Age of Mythology. Those were fun times. Never got into Age of Empires, but Age of Mythology was my jam. Get a god power, throw down lightning storms on enemy units, summon a titan, stomp around. Good time. Although I never ended up getting the remastered version they made that added kind of Chinese factions as a whole nother section of the game.
That's a lot of ships, but I'm not too worried. A caravel should be able to handle a lot of firing from older units.
You have arrows, I have cannons.
That said, that's a lot of them, and each one will be making us... Okay, yeah, no, not even half health from assaults from all those. Oh, I was hoping this looped around a little bit better. Let's have you
I mean,
go...
you can embark, Andy. In fact, we can use them to explore that spot of land that we think might...
That's true.
City.
We can embark him, which is probably what we should do. We'll go here so we can eventually get the district defenses. Fire on you again. Yeah, I don't think Alexander has much of a prayer against us at this point. Ooh, now the barbarians have big scary ships. This is less good. I figured we were going to be the overwhelming ocean force, but I guess we haven't really been doing that. You need health.
Just the barbarian camp did nothing but just churn out boats.
Maybe like if they've only got like one square over here, they might have made like a warrior and then just boats for the rest of history.
Right. Spearmen stand here, guard the shipwrights.
Yeah, make sure no one comes to our lands.
That the fog of war is not giving much hope that that island we were looking at is going to
be much. Yeah,
a couple of hexes.
Yeah, it might not be great. It might. Like, the thing is, though, like, even if you can't maximize output in cities, like, at some point there is something to be said about just buying up land to block other people and, like, make trade posts, essentially.
Yep, it's free real estate.
This would, I think that also gives us better food. You fools! Our vampires and catapults are far too powerful for your mortal weapons!
Same thing for your arrows.
Yeah, go ahead and try and put the herd on us, barbarians. We might need to start running to safer waters to heal after this round, though.
It just reminds me of all those clips from like Civilization 4 where you have a bunch of slingers go against a helicopter and they somehow get it down.
Oh no, that settler might be in a bad place now. Okay, this will take us to safe waters. Oh yeah. Well,
it's nothing.
It's nothing, but it has coal, a very important resource. If we put like a city,
putting a city down. It's like, oh my gosh, what's that one place I think in Japan that was just that tiny town,
that little man-made island?
Yeah, well, I don't think the island was man-made, but it was just this incredibly packed town that was built there just because there was a coal mine.
Oh, we're already picking up coal from somewhere.
It was like they put it in oh my gosh, Skyfall.
Oh yeah, I think I remember what you're talking about. Oh, there's gonna be coal under. Okay, that's fine. At first, I was upset because I thought that if you put a district on top of a resource, you didn't get it, but it gives it to you if you're on it, so that'll be fine. I guess a factory would just make you produce faster, so that's good. All right, Alexandria, we're about to take down your walls.
Can we rename the catapult yet?
When I give it this promotion, yes, we will be able to give the catapult.
All right. If you subbed during this stream, you get naming rights as celebration of September. Go ahead and let me know what name you would want to give this catapult when we're able to promote it.
What do I want to promote? Actually, here's what we'll do. We're going to send her, even though she's normally meant to go to city-states to help you with them, I'm going to send her to Tricadia so she can start building its loyalty up, and she has a passive thing which will affect the loyalty of surrounding cities. So we might, especially once we take Alexandria, everyone else will probably fall to us very quickly.
Hashima Island was the island I was talking about.
I'm amazed this
Yes,
shit did
we have to name it. We have to name a city Feng Shui, but actually, I think we still have to name a city Lugosi.
Yeah, we still have to get Lugosi. So that, and at the rate we're going, that might be what Alexandria becomes. If we're gonna keep the order up. You do not get my coal.
Geez, all of our coal for that?
Hey, sure. Go ahead and have an embassy. I don't care. That's just handing us money as far as I'm concerned. Which, oh, that reminds me. We finished that. Oops, I want to see what happens over here. Don't kill our scout!
Oh, did we not get Bloodhaven as one of the cities?
Oh, did we not get Bloodhaven yet? I thought I did, but maybe I didn't rename something right.
I think.
Look. I thought I made one of them Bloodhaven, but I might have miscalculated or missed it.
Well, let me double check. Oh, I didn't write this one down because we got it during the stream. I think Bloodhaven, we got Bloodhaven before we got Lugosi, and after Lugosi it was Feng Shui.
Yeah, I thought I had named something Bloodhaven, but I might be wrong. What? These jerks are taking away amenities for things that we got. How dare who voted for this? Wow, okay. They must have a lot of furs that they really don't want people getting happy off of. I know I could upgrade it or like give it its update, but I just want to take this city first, so I'm just going to do all of our attacks on it.
I'll be right back. I forgot to put some bread in the oven.
Oh, go deal with that. No soothsayer for them. Oh, you have to be. I thought they had more of a range. I guess they are ancient ships. But anyway, chat, since Quinn ain't here, let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to keep my eye on chat, but this is a game that if I look away, I almost immediately lose focus and forget what I'm doing. That's a good point, NG Knight. Fur is murder, so that's why they don't want anyone having furs. Yeah, maybe this was actually a move by PETA, not so much a political move. But I think, okay, so yeah, so Fang Haven finished its thing that lets us buy units now with Faith. So Faith is now a valuable resource to us because we can now purchase more military with it. And I need to get him, I think. Does he have the thing that lets them get a level up on? Okay, we haven't got it yet. It's Embrasure is what we want. So we need to get that promotion. Also, here's our if you haven't been paying attention or like, you know, watching the other episodes, this is what's giving us our vampires, the Sanguine Pact or Sanguine. I never really know how to say that. Right now we are only on level 2. Level 3 will show up in the industrial era, which I don't think has occurred yet, or maybe we're just about to start it. But we can't get this promotion yet. and we don't get to really know what we're going to get in the modern era. But we will eventually get another vampire. Vampires can intimidate nearby units, and pillaging now only costs 1 movement. So we'll be able to pillage a lot more in enemy lands once we get that upgrade. Ow, ow, stop shooting at me, you coward. I'm a vampire. I also finally figured out how to use the map tack system. It was actually really easy. I just kept not looking at it right. But yeah, so now I can plan cities in advance a little easier and know what they're going to look like. Why have you not been healing? You need iron or something to heal, which we don't have. I didn't think about that.
I see Alexandria's doing well.
I think we have it, assuming it didn't just murder that knight. Thank you. All right.
We captured a builder. How nice of them.
Okay, so yeah, so I think this is supposed to, so Bloodhaven was actually the next one? Or Bloodhaven?
It seems like that was actually being disputed, but let's say yes.
Because I do remember
that. Or Lugosi. Because I know Feng Shui is what we ended the last stream with.
Yeah, I remember Feng Shui was our last one. Okay, let's see if I can do this from memory. I think it was... Yeah! Because I retyped it a little bit ago and then renamed something afterwards because I'd mixed it up. But we will claim Bloodhaven.
The Strongest Fusion, thank you for the sub.
Thank you.
We're doing a special thing where if you have an idea for a name for a city, we're working through a bit of a backlog, but if you have a name for a city or for a unit, the unit will have to get 2 promotions before we can name it. Have we gotten a name for the catapult yet?
Oh yeah, if someone had a name for the catapult, I did not see it. So please sound off. Crazy Legs, don't worry, we will not forget Feng Shui. Let's buy a granary so we get some extra houses, and buy a trade unit so we can get a road going here.
We want them to love their new German vampiric overlords.
Yes, our goal is going to be to make these people very happy. In fact, maybe I'll put an entertainment thing down soon. But I'm going to say right now what I really want to do is build some walls so we know they're safe.
We're not going to make Alexander's mistake.
Yeah. And I believe Integra had become a crossbow person at some point. Or was it... Oh, you had given her a long title. But this was your suggested name.
Well, because I was thinking of naming a great general Integra, but then we realized we couldn't
name generals, yeah.
So,
I skimmed through the stream earlier when I was trying to remember what all we did. And so I know you called her something, but it was like Integra, the something something, or something Integra.
My gosh,
I don't know if she has a canon title. Whatever. I think we can rename them whenever.
What was the name of the mercenary group at Helsing? It was like the Howling something. Or am I completely misremembering and I'm thinking of Captain America's World War II buddies?
I know who you're talking about.
Chat. Help me out here. The Flying Geese. That was definitely it.
Integra's Flying Geese.
Sure.
All right.
Or was it the Wild Geese? Now I'm confused.
Well, it's too late now. I thought I could rename whenever, but apparently after you rename, that is a permanent change. It's okay. So yeah, so that is Integra's Flying Geese forever now.
It's just like, congratulations, you've been promoted. You're now the Flying Geese.
Hey,
is that really your name? Too late. Can't change it.
Oh shit! Cardiff likes us so much they ended whatever war they were just in the middle of. Or maybe they were technically at war with us, and I didn't.
We don't want to see what you did to Alexander. It happened to us.
Like, hey. I am so glad this ship has not decided to attack our little gunner boat, because I think they could have one-shot us initially. But now that their health's so low, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I don't know if you were here when I was talking about it, but we did finish the building that lets us now purchase military units with faith. So faith is now a valuable resource for us to accumulate. So we might start building more church stuff. In fact, even though we're on our way to being able to afford better stuff, this cathedral is going to give us better faith growth.
Howling Commandos. That's right, man. I was thinking of way too many different military groups.
Ah!
Of course, after we take the city. Oh wait, no, that's Gothrix.
Yeah, but that still got our Tricadia a little bit. But well, actually, no, it didn't hurt us at all because of the space between us. Oh, I didn't realize what wonder did they make here that we stole from them? Oh, they gave us Machu Picchu. Sweet. Take that. We could build a German vampiric Statue of Liberty soon.
The strongest fusion. I don't know if there's a character limit on names. It looks like they took Integris Flying Geese quite well for a unit.
Yeah.
Maybe try to just make it one word. Maybe what? Maybe 20 characters tops.
Something like that, probably.
That's probably. I'd say 15. That's probably a good restriction. And if we end up going too long, we'll find out what the real restriction is.
Let me look at our cities real quick. And never mind. Nah, okay, everyone's low on amenities right now. I was gonna say maybe switching out a policy about amenities, but it looks like we're struggling for those. So I don't want to get rid of that yet.
I believe Tricadia is a reference to a city in the Unexpectables inhabited by werewolves and vampires.
Yes, I believe that's the case. We're going to pillage these two things. We're going to head over here. We're not going to attack it yet, but we will soon.
Oh, it's a country.
Tricadia is? Oh, a country.
Yes, Tricadia. It's not a city; it's a country, but the same population demographic.
Now I understand. Hell yeah! Get us a direct line to our old capital. And how about you just go ahead and clear that? Get some work done. I don't know what the best, like, upgrade path for cavalry is. Instantly create a bombard! Hey, that's the thing we would want, for sieging other cities.
That would certainly help wrap this war up. I'm surprised he hasn't kind of offered us peace now.
He's probably somewhere on the road to begging for it. And how do you feel about my executive decision of we just say no to any offer of peace and we decide that Alexander closes the book on history?
Oh, peace was never an option.
Okay, good. Hey, we met France again. We had met her before, but that was a different history. So, hey, maybe things will turn out differently between us this time. Not that they had really gotten much chance to do anything last time. Our vampires don't care. She thinks we're evil because we're vampires. She's right.
And yet she's the one in the masquerade outfit.
Seems odd you'd be so desperate to hide.
Man, the bad side on having night mode on is the blue name in the chat is so hard to read.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, I cannot read your name to save my life. but your two questions: is this is this true multiplayer against a computer? You can play this with actual other people. We're just not.
Yeah,
So
it
since
slows things down a little bit.
Yeah. And is this going to be on the gaming channel? Probably not.
It's tough to condense something like this down to a digestible video, and
Yeah.
also does not have a long watching series kind of appeal that I think other stuff does. But thank you for the interest. I'm gonna keep upping our faith output just so we can really double down on that. I think we're already, yeah, okay, cool. We're getting full loyalty to all these places, so they're gonna start picking out people that are in favor of us instead of struggling. I thought that was gonna be enough to shoot at them, but it is not.
Yeah, they better have loyalty to their vampire overlords.
Yeah, they know what's good for them.
Yeah.
We just have that whole city.
Has given us our next vampire name. Michael doesn't exist.
Ooh. We will have a new vampire probably. We might be able to get one with our next governor title, if that's what I choose to do. But there's a couple good options that we're bouncing between right now.
Also, Fusion. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to fit that in, and it seems like it has just as many characters as Integra's Flying Geese. Blue Shirt asks you, Grant, if you have any advice for someone just starting Tales of Vesperia.
The combat will get faster, but you will start off missing some, in my opinion, kind of key skills. So if you're not immediately excited by the combat, don't worry about it. Hold on to weapons, because a lot of them have unique skills, and you can teach them to things later. So try to not sell any of your weapons, would maybe be my, like, you would think you would do this in most RPGs, don't do it in this one, kind of thing. Oh, that's why, because that guy's already there. I keep trying to make him swoop into another city. This city does not seem like it's going to need this loyalty boost that I was saving for it, so he can hang out over here. You, with your ability to make a bombard, would be really good on the front lines. So you go there. University and library. Okay, do we have any places that don't have... You don't have a campus yet, so you wouldn't have any... What cities have campuses? Okay. Every city with a campus already has a university, so... Instead of building this factory, you build a campus. You'll build it right here. By the way, I don't remember if this was something we had managed to do last time. Liang, one of her special skills is reinforced materials. The city's improvements, buildings, and districts cannot be damaged by environmental effects, i.e. volcanoes.
Yeah, that city desperately needed.
This volcano was going off like every other turn. It hasn't for a while. And so something to keep in mind is that if we move her somewhere else, that buff gets transferred to that city. So if one of these other volcanoes starts being a real problem, we can eventually send her over. But it does take a few turns. And since this place will be getting a district soon, I'll warp you there prematurely. You're running out of food. Is there anything I can buy you real quick to fix that? No, but a shipyard will eventually do that. It seems that you understand both history and statecraft with a well-promoted army. Your people benefit with your leadership. Hey, cool. We're scaring Simon into being our friend.
How's Grand Columbia doing? Has he been able to hold on to his cities?
I'll check in on that. I don't care if you take a few horses from us. Yeah, he still has Pagoda. It's got full loyalty and everything. I feel like by this time in history, he had already lost his capital.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to wonder if Cardiff was still there in our last timeline. I feel like it was just destroyed.
Yeah, Cardiff might have been taken. We currently have a trade route with Cardiff, I think. Okay, I did have a spot I wanted for Fanghaven's commercial district. Delete this pin so I know.
You've gotten too close to New Cologne, fools.
Get out of here. This is why we started building ships to defend these places.
Yeah, we didn't know there was a barbarian camp that was just sitting there on an island churning these out.
Yeah. That explains why we were having so many ships going around when I was trying to embark our scouts earlier. What city is this?
We've got nothing better to do, just build boats.
Okay, for Gothric. We won't be getting too much desert territory. Ooh, you know what? 6 turns for the Terracotta Army. In 6 turns, every unit gets a promotion. I like the sound of that. I wish we had a better location for it, but this will have to do. One turn, sure. And now we fortify their country against them by building a thing to fire upon. Although their other city might not even live long enough for that to be something we need to use.
And Cindy's production asked how it was for me to voice Suit 2 in the Dr. Stone video.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was certainly an interesting experience. I found out that the slight lisp I thought had gone away back in high school is still there.
Oh, no. Well, I think you did a good job, so.
I very much like the analogy of just calling that company Four Suits.
that is pretty good. I hadn't even really like actively thought about that, but that does fit very well with the theme.
Am I looking to do more voice acting? This was a follow-up question. It's definitely not in my job description. I'll offer a voice to TFS if they need it because I can talk, but I can't exactly say it's my current career plan.
Game got very excited we built this thing. Even though I could fire on it and get something really good, I don't want it to die in one turn, so I'm going to give it an upgrade that'll help it defend a little better.
Shmuliko, thank you for the kind words. We're glad that there are people that are big fans of the Civilization streams.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I really like doing these, so if people like them, I am totally cool doing more of them when I can. Ooh.
Oh, the Strongest Fusion, thank you for the 1,000 bits.
Whoa!
I graduated last June, and I must say, reaching September, not having to go back to school feels weird. Especially in times like these,
yeah,
I can imagine. Hips and Nips, thank you for the 35-month resub. You have been with us for a while. We're thankful for it.
Thank you very much, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, 25 months. Only 25 months, Grant.
Never mind. I take it back.
To give them so much credit.
I'm not that impressed.
No, we're
kidding you.
Thank you. I don't mean to disparage you.
Oh, fuck. I didn't realize that we couldn't build a thing there. That makes that a little difficult. But hey, we still get 6 production from that square, so that's fine.
The Silent Taoist, any chance of there being more Dark Souls 1? Especially, it seems like a drunk Dark Souls. We definitely pumped the brakes on drinking streams because doing them weekly was just bad for our health.
Gets a little tough to keep on chugging, if you will. defend you.
And especially when we have to do all these games remotely, it's much harder to kind of convey that. Oh, what would you say? The kind of fun appeal of having a few people in the room drinking together over a common game.
Yeah, like, not to say you can't get drunk with your friends over the internet, but it definitely changes it a little, let's say.
TVO, or maybe TV0. Usernames are hard for me to read. Wanted to ask Grant if you had played any more D&D outside of TFS at the table.
I have not, but it has made me a lot more aware of things that are referencing or well, I guess referencing is really the only word, like referencing D&D stuff now that I understand different terms and concepts. Like having advantage rolls, and when people are like, you rolled a nat 20 in real life, I'm like, I know what that means.
And yet you still don't know what Ravenloft is.
I'm sorry, it sounds like
Come
a
on,
spooky town.
Grant. Read a book.
Never! You can't make me.
Oh, we still got to have a name for this catapult, guys.
Oh, yeah. I did give him his upgrade. He's now actually got 3 upgrades.
You did, you're not the only one that can offer a name. Anyone that resubbed or subbed during the stream can put up a name, but Hips and Nips is the most recent one. If you can come up with a name for this catapult unit, we'll name it after you. NG Knights. We haven't done any of the Magic the Gathering expansions for D&D. I've read both of them, though. The Mystic Odysseys of Theros I thought were pretty interesting because I do like stories that kind of have gods in a much more tangible role. But I can't say I've played a campaign in the setting yet. It's been hard for me to get getting a tabletop game running these days.
I can imagine. Oh, it's because we're building in. I was like, this city doesn't have this district. Why are we getting this option? Let's fix our lighthouse. You can just sleep until that's done. What happened here?
I mean, we don't need Tabletop Simulator. Roll20 has been a perfect companion when it comes to running tabletop games, but you kind of need the wherewithal to make a game.
Yeah. Roll20 honestly does a very good job for almost everything you need. Actually move a little further away. I don't want this blowing up and killing you. I do want oops, not that. I want to make another builder. Her passive thing is builders get an extra charge when they're built in a turn that she's working.
Yeah, but it seems like it's... Oh, wait, so I guess the stuff that builders built are also protected by her governor ability, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then we can actually use those volcanic tiles.
Oh, yeah. Guys, I think we just won over a guy. Oh, wait.
Alexander's most appropriately named city.
I went to that country and I conquered a guy. No questions.
Oh, the strongest fusion with another 1,000 bits tells us a bit more about his graduation earlier this year.
Yeah.
Having to drive up a driveway, wait for 5 minutes, and just get out on a sidewalk by himself to get his diploma. Was your graduation like that? Mine was certainly not. My high school graduation was in a mega church that I didn't even bother going to. My undergrad graduation was in our stadium, very conventional, of course. We didn't have to worry about keeping people 6 feet apart. I will say, however, that I don't think anyone gets their actual diploma during the ceremony. It's always just that giant folder that's like, when you get your diploma in the mail, put it in here.
Where did we...
Yeah, no, I'm especially for my freaking law school graduation, I would much rather have been sitting in an air-conditioned car. We did ours in May, so it was already 95 degrees out. I was wearing 3 layers of clothes and some kind of weird fur cap that I, of course, had to pay hundreds of dollars for. And then I just had to sit there for 2 hours in the heat. Thank God, not the direct sunlight. I think I would have combusted. But, yeah. It didn't have going through a driveway, getting on a sidewalk. Not a lot of pomp and circumstance, but for someone who just likes to get things done, I much would have preferred that over what I did. I went through.
Oh man, a guy is This whole area just looks really bombed out. I like it. Fix you up. What do you do? What's your power? Trade routes to your own cities gain half a gold for each specialty district in that destination. Okay. Plus an envoy. Easy enough.
Oh, you say that. My clothes weren't even black. Like for my undergrad, it was green, the color of the school, and same tradition for my law degree. But it was still, the problem is for the graduate clothes, it's not just that kind of pretty thin fabric, it's layers upon layers of stuff, and then they give you a stole at the end that's just more thick fabric sitting on top of you. So of course by the end I had to get peeled out of my outfit.
This is now Lugosi, right? That was what came after Bloodhaven?
Yes, Lugosi. This is with a U, not an E.
Lugosi, okay.
Lugosi actually gets us pretty close to the wolf character in Beastars. I found that out later.
Huh. So Lugosi? Is that?
Yes.
Okay. Wanted to make sure. Because we are now about to get another city right here. Bop! Just to give us more places to churn out ships and a better trade position. So I think this will now be Fang Shui. All right. And then, did we get any new city names tonight?
We did.
Okay.
Actually, no, I may have confused that with the next vampire name.
Yeah, I know we got another vampire name.
And heck, we still didn't get a name for those catapults.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm opening it up. If you are a sub to this channel, doesn't matter when, you can pitch us a name for a city and these catapults, because I just want to get these guys named. Having them named after German stuff is so boring.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me think city planner man style. Okay. Now what's going here?
Apparently Twitch censors thick if you use 2 C's.
Really?
Interesting.
Huh.
I didn't realize that. That was something else from Strongest Fusion, who drops us another 1,000 bits. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Apparently his graduation was in Washington, so the fog was thick and the kaijus were hiding.
Okay, I think.
Oh, probably not Amir. Welcome back. Thank you for another sub.
Welcome,
to
buddy.
Crusty Stars.
Congratulations, Crusty Stars. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, even though the number isn't quite as good, I think the plan is I just put a commercial district here. I think what I'm going to want to do... Oh, yeah, this can go away. Put a commercial district right here. Or not commercial, industrial district right here, Hansa. And that will be getting the boosts from not only another Hansa and another thing, but we'll also be getting a boost from this commercial district that's going to go here. So, like, basically this is just going to be super boosting all the production everywhere. And I think that'll be good.
Okay, going off of the people that gave the names first, for the catapults, we have the Rocks Offers.
Okay, hold on. Let me grab that. You don't want to keep the Mountain Sharps. The Rocks Offers. I like it.
And then for the next city,
which will probably be when we take Methone or possibly Amphipolis.
Yeah, I'm going to put 2 names on the list. One is Volcanohio.
Volcanohio is a classic bit. I like it.
And then the next one is Wallachia.
Wallachia, like, okay.
Wallachia with a W.
Oh, okay. Wallachia. Wallachia. Okay, that's going to be here soon anyway.
And then probably not Amir with another gift stub to our Artista.
Welcome, Artista, or welcome back, I guess. More volcano! Lugosi! Where's this builder? Oh, that's right. I want to do Cologne to get some better food. Do we know anyone with Niter? Never mind. I wish there was a better... I wish the UI on this screen was a little better, because I feel like I want to just be able to be like, look at all of the deals I could make for something at once. Like, if I was to go like, what will you give me for furs? I wish I had tabs for everybody and see what all of their, like, what their competing prices would be. Instead of having to go back to this menu, click the next person, and be like, what do you want? There's just lots of steps to it.
Yeah, for something that involves a whole lot of diplomacy, it seems like it's very cumbersome that I have to go to each individual civilization and go, well, let's see what I can get out of you.
Huh. Real quick, Alexander has no intention of making peace with us. I just tried to offer it just to see what he'd give. And I was like, okay, I'll say make peace with us, and then he'll probably be like, this still seems like it's really in my favor, and he'd like give us extra stuff. But he was like, nah, that ain't enough. I'll only make peace with you if you give me like 30 gold a turn. So fuck this guy, he's gonna die.
Pride cometh before the fall, Alexander.
Yeah, he doesn't know the mistakes he's making. Really wish we had a good source of iron somewhere. Oh, we do now! We do have iron now! Oh, man. I just thought of something good. We can make railroads now, and we can make travel through our towns a lot faster.
Oh, but what about all the rural implications, Grant? That's why we can't have high-speed rail here.
I think we can figure it out. I trust in our vampire overlords.
Yeah, they just run through so fast, they pave the way.
Yeah, quite literally. Speaking of paving the way, vampires can repair things just as well as they can destroy them, so very helpful.
Just needs a new coat of blood, I mean paint.
Blood paint. Everyone uses it. We're not weird. I'm gonna have you guys just hang out together. I want you to heal up. Oh, wait, he won't be able to heal because we don't have gunpowder. So you know what? F it. Let's just start this firing immediately.
Amir is just flooding the chat with gift stubs. He gave one to Audio Dragon earlier and then gave another one to Lex Frost.
Thank you very much, Amir.
We also have Blue Shirt, who gifted a sub to Cinnacat Monster? Cinnacat Monster? Cinna, and then Cat Monster. I'm going to call you Cat Monster. If that's not okay, I apologize profusely. Oh, yes, we have to send the vampires to space.
I mean, hey, if it takes us longer to steal everyone's capital than it would for us to reach space, because right now we are pretty far ahead on space or on science to just about everyone. Like, France right now is the closest, and I don't know, have we still not met someone? Okay, yeah, we're still missing one person, but they're in last.
Like all right, sorry.
According to them, they're last in science. So yeah, right now we're leading. Technically, we are in the best place to either get a science victory or a victory or a war victory.
NG Knights, just don't put windows on the spaceship and the sunlight can't get to the vampires.
Yeah. We'll just build our windows out of whatever we make sunglasses out of. SPF 10 billion on the hull. Alexander, did you know that you would die before the sun rose? Oh yeah, hold on. I just realized. We haven't been playing this game right, possibly. What was it? Time of day. It will always... Okay, no, we did have it set. Okay, it's still midnight, always.
Probably not a mirror. Comes back again with a gift sub to Space Piratzo.
Hey, thank you.
Oh, a tier 3 sub. Let that not be overlooked. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Holy cow, thank you, Amer. I do feel like it's been a bit since we've heard from you. Welcome back.
I mean, North Countryman, Texas calls voir dire voir dire. So I think I'm among friends when it comes to poorly pronouncing even the Latin phrases in law.
It was a dang quesadilla.
Space Pirate Zod. I'm sorry. The D, I didn't see the D. I rarely see the D.
I get it. Wouldn't really gain anything from there. This is an interesting skill, so I might want to hold on to it. But culture bomb adjacent tiles when completing an industrial zone in any city. Oh wait, in any city, so I guess it doesn't matter. We're making industrial zones all the time. So what that means is anytime we finish an industrial zone, not only will it set the place down, it will automatically claim all of the surrounding tiles. So we can get some free tiles out of our industrial zones now.
Amir, you don't need to apologize for the absence. We understand.
No, not at all, yeah.
Times be nuts, yo.
Yeah, I wasn't saying like, hey, it's good to see you again, to point out that you hadn't been there. I'm happy to see you.
In fact, that's one of the reasons why we started the stream a bit later. We're testing out if, starting it later into the night allows people, on the West Coast and later to actually watch.
Oh no, someone pillaged something. Hey, all of our units get an upgrade, and we circumnavigated the planet. First ones to do it.
Take that, Magellan.
Ate your fucking heart out.
Oh, it looks like that's another. Oh, that's the flaming shafts.
We can name this warrior unit now, though. We'll actually be able to name a lot of things. We've been able to name this knight, and I didn't even notice. Don't mind me. I'm going to be going through and upgrading a bunch of our units.
More like Magellas. I'll give you that one. That one was good. All right, looks like we actually have a few units coming up that could do with their own custom names. So if you're subbed, I'm opening the floor up to anyone. First come, first serve.
I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. Oh, geez. I didn't see that the ship was right here.
Nice try, barbarians. We're going to put it on land.
Yeah, you won't be stealing this. And we'll send our ironclad over there to... Oh, never mind. Our ironclad has something it can beat up in closer waters. I probably don't need to be moving all these units individually, but you never know. We're at
units,
war.
Not Unix.
Yes, units. My individual units. Whoo! +5 right here. We might lose a lumber mill, or a copper mine, but I don't care. That's going to be a big culture jump for us.
Oh, well, now you people are just taking the piss.
Uh-oh.
You know there aren't any Unix in this game, not unless you're playing China.
Hey-oh. Oh, no one. Got some faith.
Now, if you want us to name the warriors Unix, we can do that.
Technically, that it does fit. We can buy... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did Alexander unwittingly do us an enormous favor? So we can buy units with faith. We can buy our unique religious building with faith. We can buy theater district buildings with faith. Is faith now maybe our most valuable resource? Yeah, we can purchase campus and theater. Okay, so we can purchase science and culture stuff with faith now, so long as we keep his religion in our country. And we're getting 2 faith for every city following this religion. Holy cow! Yeah, no, we're actually making bank because Alexander made a really good religion and then we killed him.
Gotta love it when you co-opt a religion.
Yeah. I think
so. I think I found a fair compromise for that warrior unit. If that's actually renameable now.
Okay. Can I do that even? Okay, I can do that even when they're not active. So what do we got? What are we changing the galloping toughs to?
You, as in you and me. So YOU, and then Nix, like I nick you.
Unix.
Yes.
All right. These are the eunuchs. They'll be sword fighters later. Ironically.
Oh, we can rename the scout now, too.
Yes. Yeah, we've got that scout we can rename. We will be able to rename most of our units because that, since that thing we got gave everybody 1 free upgrade, and I feel like most of our units were already at level 1. And as always, when we get more vampires, which might happen in the next turn, they can also be named. It has been sent to the world government that Frederick Barbarossa has captured Alexandria. We must resist their aggression. He's at Macedonia is now asking
Whiners.
Macedonia is now asking the whole planet to try and fight us. I'm gonna.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to throw not all of our delegates, because look, eventually we are going to be fighting everyone. So, like, someday this is...
I just want Barbarossa to walk in, throw his hands up, like, come at me, bitches.
Like, I'm going to throw 60 delegation points towards going, nah, bro, don't do it. And see how the world responds. Because they've got a lot of shit going on. Yeah, they don't fucking care. The only one in favor was Alexander.
Not even, they just abstained, like, not our problem.
Yeah.
Scythia voted in our favor. We'll save them for last.
Yeah. Scythia, you get to live. I should probably send that guy home just to be turned into a better unit, but for now. I could kill this unit, but I'm just going to go ahead and get...
It's so sad we can't endorse a war against ourselves.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit too ambitious.
No, start it. Yeah, let's go ahead and declare war on everybody. I mean, technically we could do that if we wanted to. It's just that will cost us.
Though, yes, Chad also brings up an important point. The whole world fighting against Germany? That's never happened before.
Yeah. Who would ever think they'd do such a thing?
Oh, wait, hold on. I just realized, and I kind of feel bad for not realizing it sooner. Are we Millennium?
What? I feel like
the organization of Nazi vampires from Helsing.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched Helsing, so it's a... Maybe, though.
Made a show about it, Grant.
I know, but hey, guess what? I wasn't in that show. Except for I was a minor character in that show, I guess. Wait. Why is there Hansa? Oh, okay, there we go. There's Hansa. Now I see.
I now want to see if I can trick Nick into being in one of these streams. Though I guess he'd just be doing the Zimeja for the whole stream.
Oh. I remember that voice. I guess, okay, I remember some basic jokes from our show. But actual plot, I paid no attention. Oh, I don't want to turn oh, no! Did we learn how to make them into musketmen, so now we can't turn them into swordsmen? What? Why would they not let us do that?
No swords, only guns.
Oh, we can't get another vampire yet, so instead, I'm going to do this thing that I've been putting off for him. Now he can make his city shoot twice, and he has the power anytime a unit is built in the city he's the governor of, it will come with a free promotion.
You know what? And so there's also another fair point. Since we're kind of stealing Alexander's Buddhist religion, I guess we can't be as intolerant as Millennium.
Yeah, we're willing to let other religions exist, I suppose. And steal them for our own.
You know, welcome to my tiny train world reminds us well that you just don't care for other Team 4-star works.
I mean, hey, man. Your words, not mine.
I remember the forums.
He was there.
Lurking, as always.
These all feel like, oh, there's hills. That's why. I'm like, why can none of our guys shoot from here? And hey, once we take Methany, we'll be very close to some gunpowder, and then we can really start taking it to the other cities. We might actually be able to, like, up our military strength to a point where nothing can stop us. Like, I think we're already flying ahead of everyone else with 654 combat strength compared to our strongest enemy 275. We're essentially tripling all of our rivals.
Is Grant the Buddha all along?
Truly, it is all
Buddha,
about
the man
balance.
we met along the way. Oh, I just turned on the lamp to type something, and I realized my keyboard is so gross.
I always love when make that discovery.
What's the term for it? Chettle?
That sounds hideous, but probably. What does this do? I've never seen this wonder, or at least I don't remember it. I don't see.
Is it?
Pamukale?
That definitely seems like something that was added later. Are those like rice terraces or?
They look like little cliffs, maybe, or like little
like
hot springs.
That you know what? That's the closest thing they look like.
2 impassable natural wonder, or 2 tile impassable natural wonder plus 1 amenity provides an additional amenity if adjacent to an entertainment complex. Major adjacency bonus to theaters, campus, commercial hub districts. Standard adjacency to holy site district. It provides fresh water. Huh. That's a very good wonder for us to be able to get in this turn. Go, my vampire warriors.
So oddly enough, this, oh my gosh, you've never zoomed in on that kind of attack before. So this one should be Volcano Ohio.
Okay.
Which is odd because it actually doesn't have a volcano.
Yeah, this is one that does not have a volcano.
Do we maybe want to switch it up? Call this one Wallachia?
Well, the next one we're going to get I don't think has a volcano either. Because we're probably going to get Dio or Dion. It auto caps it up here, but you can see that Volcano Hio are semi intercapped in the canon spelling. Let's just see what's over here real quick. Then we'll come back.
Wallachia is the proper pronunciation? I've never heard it that way. Though granted, the only times I've heard it is through a very thick accent, so...
Wallachia.
So now it's just Dion, of course, named after Celine Dion, and Amphipolis, a city that's jealous of amphibians.
Amphipolis. Just really wishes it could breathe both on land and water. All right, if we put a commercial hub there, and then could we put... is there no suitable location for an aqueduct? Shoot. Because that could have helped. Well, if we have the... if we put the commercial hub here, and then put the Hansa here, I think it would be getting all of these bonuses. Because, yeah, it's already +4 here, and a commercial district here will add another 2 to that, so it will become 6. So I'm going to say this is a Hansa. I know it won't let us put it, so I will just tack it to remind me for later. This is a commercial hub in... This was Volcano Ohio, that's right. There. When are we going to meet that last civilization? How can my flying squadron critique your supposed luxuries if you don't even send them my way?
Why is your flying squadron critiquing luxuries?
What else are they going to do?
I feel like there's something about you I don't know, Catherine, because now I'm just imagining a whole bunch of pilots scrutinizing luxury items.
All right, do you think this vampire can solo Amphipolis or whatever that is?
Does it have a wall?
It doesn't look like it.
I'm willing to have. Is it Butt or it's Strahd, isn't it?
I think.
Let's give Strahd a try.
Yeah, Strahd's moving his way up there. Is Strahd our stronger vampire? Oh, I guess we don't really get to see some of their passives. They don't show until they're actually in combat.
Man, it's like we've circumnavigated the globe. You'd think we would have run across every civilization. They must be bottled up.
Yeah, they're probably, my guess is they are probably somewhere in this region, and they're probably pretty small because it looked like they were tailing in every category. Or they might be down here somewhere.
Maybe if we become like the suzerain of that city-state that's all by itself, we can get a good idea.
Yeah, we might get a look over there. Oh, geez. This is a scary place for you to be. Because it's right under this barbarian, so I can't move it. And it could create an ironclad. I'd be able to fight this guy if I could... Oh no. I moved out of there. I hope he doesn't kill him. Hey, we met Christina of Sweden. Patron of the arts. We'd love to have that.
How are you, Sweden?
Oof, Sweden has $8 to their name and 65 combat strength. They might be
they're definitely bottled up.
They might be getting killed by someone right now.
Nice to meet you, Sweden. Bye, Sweden.
Good luck with all of that, Sweden. Please don't insta-kill this guy.
Thank you for the 38 months with the Prime sub.
Thank you very much, Number Hunter.
We know those Prime subs are hard to keep up because you have to refresh them every month. Heck, I just refreshed mine today.
She wants us to give her 13 horses and join in her current war with France. She will give us 2 gold a turn and open borders for this. France is very far away from us, so it's not like they can retaliate, but 2 gold a turn is not very
also, that's her. Unless her income is at least 2 a turn, she's going to be bankrupt.
I mean, we could be just purposefully bankrupting her, but now we know why she's so weak. France has probably just been assaulting her all through history.
Just a giant cat fight over the years. Blue shirt asking if we can Norway Sweden. It looks like France is doing that for us.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have the chance. Building the railways so we can move through town nice and quick.
Oh, Grant, you owe a personal thank you to Probably Not a Mayor. He just gifted you a tier 1 sub.
Thank you, Probably Not a Mayor. I'm so glad to be part of this subscriber experience, and I really hope that I can catch a stream one of these nights.
Yeah, Grant, we can finally say welcome to the team.
I made it.
Raging Red asking how it's going. We are currently curb stopping Alexander after he made the mistake of declaring war on us in a different timeline.
I don't see what's so great about him. Just gonna be honest. I've been unimpressed.
Well, clearly he's a fan of music. He's named a city after Celine Dion.
Yeah. And soon it will be ours. What if we
The
just
one
have...
thing I miss about this timeline is that Taruga is still sitting in the middle of the continent,
Yeah,
kind of standing in our way.
we do still have Taruga over there. We're gaining like 100 faith a turn, so if we start really wanting to put the pressure on someone, we can start buying units and or... Actually, I should just be filling up places that have buildings that we can buy. Which right now, okay, we can't afford... Oh, we don't have a temple yet. Don't have a temple yet. Okay, we can at least give you... Got an archaeological museum, the other one, so we will give you an art museum. Okay. Ooh, if we build him a harbor... None of these give us any good bonuses, but... At least he'll be able to start pumping out ships. Man, now that I'm starting to see like all the things that give your Hansa adjacency bonuses, I'm realizing like just how quick you can get a crazy production lead. Like I think that's why we're able to just bully almost everyone at this point now, because we're just being able to build things so much faster than they can.
The strongest fusion. Does this game have Crusaders? I don't think so, unless there was something added in the later expansion involving religion.
There might be... I think there is like government stuff you can get. And I think there might be ones like called like the Crusades or something, and they affect like you have like double damage if you're against a country that follows a different religion or something like that. So like there are technically mechanics for it, but like Crusaders, I don't think are like a unit or anything. All right, these guys are probably going to start aggressing us at some point, so I think I'm going to start building defenses to our north so Scythia doesn't get any funny ideas.
Oh, interesting point. If does the Nobel Prize only exist as long as Sweden's
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure.
in the game?
I'm pretty sure the Nobel Prize exists regardless. But I might be wrong. It's getting a lot of food to you, which we want to keep. I never repaired that like I was supposed to.
Oh man, if we can wrap up this war with Alexandria in the next few minutes, it'd be a great way to end the stream.
We might go maybe... Well, actually, yeah, we could probably get this. If not by 9, I would say 9:15ish to 9:30 at the latest. Especially with how much damage our vampires are doing to cities with walls. I have a feeling... Well, I don't know if Bud is the stronger vampire between him and Strahd. So
Butt was definitely the earlier one.
Butt was earlier, so he's probably been around more death than Strahd has been, but you never know. And look, you can see, if you look real close, you can see we're getting railroads to some parts of our towns now to make movement a little faster. We're building a real infrastructure, you guys. Oh, geez, yeah. Strahd's gonna be just fine taking this place out. He is doing more than half its health in one attack. And they took 8 HP away from him.
They invited him in, the fools.
Yeah. They let the wrong one in. I'm really surprised, though. This place has full loyalty. Like, even though it's as far away about as it could get from its capital and it's separated by another country.
Is it giving the game too much credit to assume that maybe being at war with the party that took the capital, which wouldn't affect their loyalty?
Possible. I want to get you... Anyone want a trade route? No. So then you know what? It's going to happen anyway. Let's start building a road to these guys.
We can march our vampires down it.
And... Amphipolis has fallen to Strahd.
All right. This one is Walkia. Spelled... I have to actually look at it again.
Yes, please.
Spelled like wall. W-A-L-L.
Wal...
A-C-H-I-A.
Wallachia. Wallachia. W-A-L-L-A-C-H-I-A.
Correct.
Okay. Welcome to the fold, Wallachia. I'm going to go ahead.
Raging Red asks, would you rather command an army of vampires, zombies, or skeletons? I would say skeletons, because the vampires seems like if I did vampires, they'd probably turn on me. Zombies would smell. I feel like skeletons have that nice mix of subservience and not smelling bad.
They're very simple, and how much damage could they do?
I mean, if you played World of Warcraft during Wrath of the Lich King, you could see a lot of damaging skeletons.
No, fair enough.
There was a giant tornado of nothing but bones, and it was one of the endgame bosses.
The Bonado?
He said Bone Storm when he activated the ability, but pretty much that.
The ladies were very impressed with his Bonado. I don't think I get any experience for attacking a city with 0 health, but just in case.
Futter25, thank you for the Prime stuff. Welcome to the team.
Welcome. And now we take Celine Dion.
Your heart will not go on because you're undead.
No, it will go on forever, and it will pump blood for us. Just as quickly as it began, my long march finally comes to an end.
Yeah, because you didn't even once sue for peace. Like, we were going to say no, but you didn't even ask for it. That was the weird part.
Macedon will not stand the test of time. And thus, our first foe on the map is entirely vanquished. Unless someone raises a gun to us and manages to free one of their cities and chooses to liberate it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, very unlikely. There will no longer be Alexander the Great on this map.
Alexander the Not So Great.
Exactly.
So we actually have another city, then we've caught up on the list. So if anyone wants, if any people, any subs want to pitch us another name for Dion, jeez, I cannot take that name seriously. I just keep thinking of Celine.
Dion. Ooh, okay. Let's see some long game stuff here. All right. I am going to say, if I can put... Oh, there's no place for an aqueduct. Come on. I don't know the rules for, like, where some of these things go, and they don't really tell you. Like, I understand... Well, actually, I don't really understand. I figure a canal would be able to go there to get to this body of water. But, like, I don't understand why I can't put an aqueduct anywhere. I thought that was just literally any adjacent tile. Oh,
yeah, I thought it had to be between the lake and the city.
Okay, so because this T is here, I can't put it there, and because
the
silk
city
is there, and the city
I
is
mean, the
right by
city's
this
already
lake.
connected to the lake. So I think it
Oh,
already
okay.
picked up
So
the
there's no way to.
housing bonus.
Gotcha.
That's my guess. I'm not entirely sure.
That might be possible. But yeah, because I was really hoping to get that additional aqueduct bonus for the Hansa. But I think. Oh god.
A lot of good names flew in, and
Ooh.
especially Dio Brando joke, which how can we refuse our JoJo references? However, with first come, first serve, Blue Shirt actually pitched us Moonydale.
Moonydale? Okay.
Yeah, so just Mooney and Dale.
Welcome, Moonydale, to the fold. You are now part of the great vampire Germany. And with that, I'm not saying it's a stream, but like now I'm wondering what's our next big play. You think do we start going for Scythia, or do we deal with Columbia and separate our two future enemies?
Well, there does seem to still be a bit of a buffer between us and Grand Columbia. We have Scythia right to our north.
Yeah, and it looks like she's got a settler right here, so she is clearly planning on
where is
making
that going.
In fact,
Scythia?
if we want, we could just take this right now and be like, hey, guess what? In next game or next stream, we are immediately at war with Scythia. I am not, I'm going to go ahead and say, not opposed to this move if this is something we want to do. Scythia is, just so we know.
Well, we did leave it up to Apollo the last time we declared war on Alexander.
Because if we claimed that settler, we could build that city.
I'm not sure if I need to even
ask. Come on, you know our crowd. And also, important to note, Scythia, not at all, I think.
Give chat the opportunity. We can pretty much guess what they're going for.
She has no city-state allies at the moment, so. Actually, can we really quick? Okay, we're gonna need some more money, but they are within our zone. Because once we get them, we'll be able to turn good old the eunuchs into some real fighting boys.
Well, surprise, surprise, chat wants to go for the jugular.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even start a poll. I just let people say it, and not a single person said don't.
All right, well, so be it. We will pay.
You never trusted us.
I did. I probably could have done that more diplomatically. Did not realize I was just doing a surprise war. But oh well.
Well, surprise, surprise. The nation that just annihilated Alexander. Isn't that diplomatic?
Yeah.
I'm sure she's going to run to the World Congress and say, everybody should fight them because they fought me dishonorably.
Hey, these guys were mean.
Arms open and go, our vampires are at the ready.
Who dares? Yeah, like at this point, really? Okay, let's see. Like taking stock of the whole world, it doesn't look like it looks like Persia's about this big. I don't think I'm too scared of that. Like we definitely have the numbers on them, but I don't think any of them even have close to the production and like resources to sustain an army that we have.
Yeah, it looks like
France might be.
Yeah, all the countries on that continent, it's probably France that gobbled up the most territory.
Yeah, like France and Persia might start having a conflict of their own before we even get over here, because it looks like France is about to wipe Stockholm. Well, maybe not wipe them off the map, but they're taking Sweden for a ride.
Welcome to Tiny Train Wheel brings up. We did the war equivalent of breaking up by text.
Hey, stole your settler. Hope you don't mind.
K, thanks, bye. Oh, well, no, it'd be K, thanks, die.
I like it. All right, now we just hope and pray that they don't somehow kill this unit that was... Oh, yeah, we'll be fine. Because when we build this city, she's going to be so mad. Ooh, this guy Persia likes that we declared a surprise war.
I like that your bloodthirsty attitude hasn't left the continent yet. Please don't come over here.
He's like, ooh, yeah, no, I get it. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Meanwhile, France is like, that's fucked.
I know I said we saved Cynthia for last, but she made the mistake of Cynthia for last, but she made the mistake of putting that settler right on our border.
Yeah, I suddenly realized that she was being nice to us as a trick.
Yeah, it was a trap.
We're just looking out for our best interests. This has nothing to do with us being war criminals.
And maybe we won't annihilate her in this war. This is just a war of opportunity.
Yeah. We're just shoring up our borders. The great German Empire has this annoying desert, so we need all of the surrounding lands. What's so hard about this?
We need breathing room.
We're huge.
You know, for
You're
vampires
not.
who don't breathe.
We're a very big community. You are not. It's that simple. All right, it's going to take us a while, but let's bring this bombard up here eventually. Let's bring you up here eventually. This is why we started building the railroads.
We built this city on blood and skulls.
We built this city with blood and stones.
All right, once we lay down the stones of our new city, which I'll go back and chat and see what other names.
Yeah, did we have other names
for Moonydale? All right. I think once we settle it, the name will be Fairhaven.
Fairhaven. Okay.
Remember when we said we would kill you last? We lied.
We lied.
Those warriors with clubs sitting in Fanghaven for the longest time. So are we getting guns or?
Hey, you guys got any plans for us? Because yeah, we still don't have enough gunpowder to turn them into anything.
Okay, we'll just keep these sticks then.
This is fine. This is enough. We'll manage. But there also, I just realized we never gave them a name. If there was another unit name people had too, they have the upgrades for it. We weren't able to build this town yet this turn, unfortunately. We were too close to their borders.
Hallmark brings up that the next capital we take should just be renamed Come At Me as a declaration.
We lost suzerainty of Cardiff, but that's okay. They're way over there. Probably going to fall to Gran Colombia.
We do have names for those warriors if they're just going to sit there with their new name.
Sure. What do we got?
Actually, I may not have read that right. For Von Astley, was that a name for a town or a unit?
Hold on.
I read it to myself and I thought, oh, the Von Astleys, that's a great unit name, but then it could just be meant to be an actual town name.
Is there a privateer around here somewhere?
I mean, the next vamp we still need to name Michael McDoesn't exist. So let's go ahead and name the warriors Von Astley. They're from Astley. Don't ask where Astley is. We don't know, but it's what they're called.
Von Astley. And hey, in a handful of turns, they will be able to become gunmen. So we're well on our way to getting them there. Repair some of this stuff, and then I think we'll call it a night. Oh, and then we'll be able to upgrade this guy too. Oh man, we're gonna have so many strong units to play with. Units, not the eunuchs. They're hanging out here, and they're not gonna be strong for a little bit. And bada boom, bada bing. That's all of the moves I have left. I don't think we have enough faith to... Well, I mean, we could maybe buy, like, a couple soldiers of some kind, but nothing, I think, too great. So I think that's really everything we can do. How you feeling about our conquest? We took out our first official rival. We took down one of our remaining, six foes. So,
Yeah, no, this is a good first step, especially when our initial situation looked pretty cramped to begin with.
Mm-hmm. And also, I feel like we've taken out our biggest threat. Like, if anyone could have built an army that could have stood in our way, it would have been Alexander the Great. But we got him before he was given the chance. Grand Columbia looks like they're definitely shoring up their forces. So it won't be an easy fight once they come our way, but I think we've got time. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is if it becomes Scythia and Grand Columbia in a war, we may have to sue for peace with one or the other.
Are they fighting each other at all? No, but they are not on good terms. And Bolivar isn't fighting Tamar anymore. So I think we're the only ones currently at war with someone? Or are they killing Sweden? No, Sweden is even now at peace with France. We might have unified the world. We might... Quinn, we might be repeating history in a way I'm not super comfortable with, but the world might actually be going to war with Germany right away once we, once we claimed a city that we clearly were way too strong to just take.
Well, it's not our fault. We didn't even pick Germany to start this game with, so I'm going to take...
all dice roll.
Yeah, no, it was going to be the Vampire Empire takes over the world. We just happened to end up with Germany, creating some interesting and not entirely unproblematic implications.
Look, it's just...
Not to mention, one of the first cities we conquered was Jerusalem. So
yeah, I forgot. Coagulville, the city that, again, not to play into maybe some historical context, a city that God seems to hate, really just kept getting shat on by the universe. And then Germany came and just blew it up. It really is a very unfortunate history if you look at how that went, because, man...
So, yeah, maybe another reason why we're not going to really broadcast this elsewhere. we need the context of a Twitch stream to properly explain that we did not create the vampire.
None of this was chosen
to create any ill will.
The game gave me a trophy for destroying Jerusalem. What do you want from me?
Oh god, and as Germany too. It was really specific. Yeah, what the hell?
Specifically, you were Germany and you destroyed Jerusalem. Here's an achievement.
So really, it's Firaxis' fault.
Exactly. Come on, Firaxis. Thanks a lot. You're making me look bad. But anyway, on that completely inoffensive and no way anyone could take it out of context and get upset note, thanks everybody for watching and sticking around.
Vermilion brings up the quote, Jerusalem, the city that God hates, 2020.
Look, man, if you know, man, it's a storied, troubled history of God's chosen people. I was a biblical student, man. I saw the things they went through in the Old Testament. God's been pretty mean to them.
Well, on that controversial note, thank you all for coming tonight. Check in tomorrow, but Grant will be back with Kieran and Scott checking out the Roshi DLC.
Yeah, he's looking really fun. I've seen some videos of him, and he looks good.
Well, that was a fun adventure. Good night, everybody.
Good night, folks. We'll see you next time.